Hey, it's Todd Ault. It's March 1st, the 20th show of what may be the greatest show about risk ever. That's a, what's that called? Forward-looking statement, right. That's required by law.
Yeah.
It's probably not the greatest show about risk, but I think it could be.
It's getting riskier.
It is getting riskier. We're doing more stuff.
Yeah, we're going to.
Hey, I love the radio show over the weekend. Do you think?
Yeah.
Hey, Skyla, Josh, when's the radio show this weekend? Isn't it 1 o'clock this weekend? 1 p.m. on KEIB, Patriot Network, 1150. That was really fun.
Yeah,
Did you listen to that?
Yeah, I had Andrea pull it up on the laptop and listen to it. It was good.
I had it on my iHeartRadio app. Boom, popped up.
Yep.
People were texting me.
Nice.
People from all over the country that I knew were listening to us. It was like, I actually, be honest with you, I kind of forgot.
That was our first one, too.
I know I woke up on Sunday morning, forgot. It was only 5 minutes into the show.
Yeah. I did the same.
Because I had to get a haircut. You notice I got a haircut?
Yeah, you got your ears lowered.
Yeah, my ears are lowered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't look like Jesus anymore.
Looks good.
Like overweight Jesus, right, Josh?
Let's get into this
Hey,
market.
Jesus answered my prayers today.
What?
A day where the market didn't go down, which didn't feel like beaten to oblivion. We talked about this on Friday. J&J, I kind of thought the J&J approval was faster than everyone thought. Maybe they didn't, but it seemed like it was. But most importantly, when you get 3 vaccines and J&J had already, I'm going to say printed, but made a ton of them already.
Right.
It kind of felt like a little bit of relief. And this morning when I was driving here, because I live in Las Vegas part of the time and I'm moving from California, my family, there was a lot of traffic. And I'm thinking, what, does anyone not remember there's COVID? But I don't think I think they heard about J&J and they decided to go drive.
It was busy this weekend.
Was it?
Yes. I was on the Strip. It was packed.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. For those that don't know, you should look into the J&J vaccine because that's based on old technology. Now, I'm not going to say I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, and I do invest in technology and scientific stuff and healthcare. But that old technology is already proven where mRNA is new. It's doing great.
Yeah.
No problems. But the J&J vaccine.
J&J single application? Yeah.
Right. I think they end up getting a booster, though.
Booster.
I think that the sell is it's a one-time shot, but they end up getting a booster. Jason, why don't we cover what we're here for?
Yeah.
Which is the stock market, which rock and rolled.
Yeah, the bond market eased also. That led to some bullish investing today in the market. The Dow Jones finished up 603 points to 31,535. The NASDAQ was up, how much was the NASDAQ? 306 points, 13,588. And the S&P was up 90, 3901. Bitcoin came roaring back, 48,650 last time we checked.
Yeah, the NASDAQ actually was up 396 points.
Oh, pardon me.
To 396.8 to up 3%.
Okay.
And Bitcoin, like I almost feel like I have to disclose this. It's not believable, but I can prove it. Now, I bought Bitcoin last night at 43,000.
Yep.
And this morning, in one of my accounts, I sold it at 49,000.
You've been swing trading.
I have literally completely killed trading Bitcoin.
I don't think you've taken a loss on those swings.
I have not.
Right.
I have not. And I'm not joking.
Yeah.
I want to show you proof here of my trades today. You can see there that I bought Bitcoin last night.
I see it.
Right?
Yep.
Look at, see all those purchases?
Yep.
And then boom, this morning sold.
I see that.
39th. Look at I'm going to pull it up. Look, what's it say here? Oh, it's the amount I sold.
Yeah.
What's the price? Where's the price? 49,099.91, right? But let's go back just so you know that I'm not full of it. Let's look at this purchase. Okay. 44,000. This is a couple hours before.
Yep, filled.
And so I actually didn't think hold on a second, not that one. That's weird. It doesn't have show all the purchases here.
I see that other ticker you bought.
Here they are. Here they are. Right, where I'm buying a little bit of size. Look at it. 45,000.
Yep.
What I don't quite get. I didn't think. Yeah. For full disclosure, I'm long Bitcoin, so everyone knows. Our producer Josh is pounding it into my head. Yeah. Disclose. We should just default that we're long Bitcoin. We own Bitcoin. We mine Bitcoin. We like Bitcoin.
Yes.
What's the story there? Because RIOT which we disclosed on Friday. I went long into the weekend with 4,000 shares of RIOT, and I tempered that back from like I think 12,000. And then it was a bat out of hell this morning.
It cracked 50.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, it was actually 53 at one point.
I wanted to talk about the RIOT's been the low drama ticker that runs with Bitcoin, and it's been solid to swing trade. It's been around for a while. They went all in on it. But I want to talk about the new kid on the block,
Hey,
SOS.
if you're new to the show, I am, God, I apologize. Is this true that I did this? I am executive chairman of Ault Global on the NYC American. And this is my partner in crime, Jason Bartholomew. He is a professional trader, a professional poker player, and by the way, amongst the best I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of poker. Believe it, I have, really have. I know you think I'm being naive.
No, I know.
You know you're good.
Yeah.
Just admit that you know you're good, right? You know it, correct?
There's a lot of players that are better.
But you know you're really fast at this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good at math. That helps. And I'm pretty good at probabilities and reading people, so that does help.
And you played professional baseball play
Yeah.
in the minor leagues.
Yep.
You threw the ball, but you were paid to play.
Yeah, paid to play.
Right. So this is Jason Bartholomew. If you're new to the show, this is the 20th show of Risk On.
Yep.
Where the hell was I?
We were talking about, we're getting into RIOT and Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah. So on Friday, SOS got pounded by Hindenburg.
Yes.
We got lucky and just because of sheer stupid luck, it sold it.
Yeah.
For a little bit of a profit.
Yep.
And then today I thought it was going to be dead, and boy, did it turn around, right? Hey, if we could do this, Brett, can we bring it up on the screen real quick as Jason talks about today up $1.92. Let me know when we're live on the screen. Okay, we're good now. Jason, why don't you walk us through today? Because why was it up and what's going on here?
Well, SOS, the CEO, actually hit back at the Hindenburg hit piece, and they were adding some legitimacy to the actual company. I believe on Twitter you can find some pictures of the actual mining operation in China with the SOS brand. And also, I believe on LinkedIn, the CEO was on there, and he posted some comments about it. So it looks like all the investors bought the dip, and I think Hindenburg was smart. They probably covered. So after hours here, actually, it was a 40% runner during the operation
up
hours.
$1.92.
Yeah.
And in the aftermarket, $6.65, down 4 cents. But a rip off the bottom, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And this is a name you're fond of for some reason.
Yeah, it's just if
it's a Chinese obscure stock in a part of China where you have to go travel on the rice paddies to get there, you're a fan.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, got it. All right, just making sure. I don't know this stock from Adam, but I did trade it.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is an example of risk, but understand that technical trading, the math of technical trading, I've described how I trade, right? Which I either invest or I file a 13D because I want to make an investment or buy a company, something like that.
Yeah.
An example of it is when I file a 13D, I'm really interested in the whole company or part of it, or I want to do something strategic with management. When I invest, like in Boeing, I'm long Boeing.
For sure.
What control do I have of Boeing? Nothing. But I can see a macro trend, and I'll make a big investment like that, right? I've also made an investment in IEP, Icon Enterprises,
Yep.
big dividend there,
Yep.
run by Carl Icahn and Brett Icahn. His son has rejoined. I know Brett. I'm very fond of the family and excited to be a shareholder there. And then there's the technical side of the trading where it's just volatility, and that's where Jason comes in. And so I don't even know this company. You give me, how much do you describe to me before we put a trade on?
I just give you a brief synopsis of what it is and what it does, and then what I think it's capable of doing. EBON is another Chinese.
Sure.
They're an ASICs chip maker, though.
Right.
They're mining Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Dogecoin. Believe it or not.
But the point here is these are technical breakouts.
Yeah.
They're acting a certain way,
Yeah.
or they're in a sector that we think's hot. You want to get long a lot of these things,
Right.
So we technically trade them. That's why on Friday I just thought it wasn't really moving much. It was up a little bit.
Yeah.
I wasn't comfortable, but I could have got crushed.
For sure. But I had a feeling that there would be a response from this company.
Mm-hmm.
It just seemed like Hindenburg was just manipulating price again based on a hit piece. There was really I didn't see anything factual.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I'm part of a company that has mined before and is mining again, and we are very paranoid about what people think. So we take pictures,
Yep.
video,
Yep.
we document, we invite the auditors to come out and count the machines,
Right.
independent auditors, because these hit pieces can claim things. Like anyone can claim they're mining,
Right.
but are they really mining?
Right.
And we, I'm hyper paranoid about disclosure, as you know, and those people on the screen that can see it. I'm on the diet today.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Anyways, Josh, you're excited too, right, for me? Chicken and rice or whatever it is. No rice. So what would you be doing with SOS?
Actually, I actually sold. We both traded that Friday. I got out around 640.
Yeah, I actually think I got 650 or 640.
Right.
But I was long gone, and then like an hour later, you called me and said Hindenburg. I'm like, dude,
yeah,
no way.
Yeah,
we avoid disaster there. Let's take a look at RIOT. I sold pre-market RIOT at 49. It pulled back to like 47 and some change.
Right.
I sold 1,000 of the 4,000 shares we had. And then above 50, I started selling all the way to 51.
Right.
So I feel like I exited well here. And the reason why I exited RIOT is I use RIOT to play Bitcoin. It's a pure proxy. But I really felt like the market rally today was J&J.
Yeah. And
that Bitcoin got back to 48, 49. But it's not really much progress.
You know what else helped Bitcoin get back?
What? If you're going to say it, are you going to say it? I go ahead.
No, I was probably going to say something that you weren't expecting.
Dude, Kevin O'Leary.
Oh.
Did you see him?
No.
On CNBC. This guy dogs Bitcoin. He called it. I can't believe all the stuff he called it. And today on CNBC, he said he's allocating 3% of his assets to Bitcoin.
Oh, wow.
Now, Joe Kernan called him out on it.
Yeah.
Joe Kernan, I heard you. You called him out and said, because he called it before, like, all these names I don't know that I'm even allowed to say, but he was able to say them. He called it, crap coin.
Can we say shit coin?
He called it all kinds of bad things.
I think we can.
And he said it was non-existent, it was vaporware, it was
right.
this and that. And he said today he's using the Nordic miners to mine virgin coin because he doesn't want to have any Bitcoin that's corrupt or comes from any like drug dealers
or
whatever. So he's mining virgin coin and he's doing it low cost and they got to be carbon neutral.
Oh
Kevin, I saw you, dude. That would be scary if that's the top. I don't think it's the top. But Kevin,
wow.
Dude, all of his ETF, he gave it up today.
Okay. I didn't see that.
Oh, no, I saw this for sure. I was driving in with Skylar today, listening to CNBC on Sirius Satellite Radio.
Right.
The CEO of course, the parent company, Liberty Media, being my favorite investor and CEO in the country, right? Greg Maffei. We talked about that. You threw me that curveball the other day.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, he gave in, and now he likes Bitcoin.
That's awesome. I was just going to say that the $1.9 trillion COVID bill moved from the House to the Senate, and that's looking like it could be an all-party line vote, which would make it 50-50.
Hey, after the stock section today, we're going to talk about stimulus.
Yeah.
And I know, let's see here. I know Crypto Joe is excited about stimulus. Hey, can you go get Crypto Joe for us real quick?
Yeah, he's very excited about it.
I was in my office. Stimulus is going to happen. He's all excited. Crypto Joe, can you come in here? So let's talk about this stimulus after the stock market coverage. I'm sorry, I'm a little excited about stimulus.
We got so much to get into.
We do, for sure. Hey, good call on Redfin on your part.
Yeah.
Rock and rolled, right?
80.
71 to 80.
Yeah.
For full disclosure, I sold at 77 on Friday.
That
fine. Sucks.
Eh.
Did you pull that up, Redfin?
Did we see Redfin? RDFN, Glenn Kelman doing a great job, CEO of Redfin. Congratulations.
By the way, when I was talking about RIOT, did you pull it up on the screen? Okay, God, sorry. I got to get myself straight here.
Dude, we're excited.
Come on, Josh.
I mean, plus 600 on the Dow today. Yeah. We're excited.
Yeah, up 600.
That's huge.
So I'm going to skip to Workhorse. Can you stay here? So, Jason, I'm going to have you cover Workhorse. For full disclosure, we are long 15,000 shares of Workhorse.
Yes.
I am trying to sell a little bit at 18.
Okay.
Just to ease my position.
Do you remember what's your average? Disclose that. Roughly.
So I bought some at 14 and 15, traded to 16.50, and then when they pulled the contract from Austria that the Democrats threatened, it rallied. I bought some more. So truthfully, 15,000, 17.92. Come on, I'm not a good.
That's all right. That's fine. So Workhorse, they're actually going to have a meeting Wednesday with the USPS. So what happened was Oshkosh was awarded the contract, and then the Democrats threatened to pull the contract because it was a $6 billion contract.
Is that true?
Yeah, 365,000 package cars, okay? And 90% of those package cars were going to be naturally aspirated gasoline engines, and the Democrats were concerned that they wanted a little more in the green technology sector, more EV vehicles. So
how does it make sense that we're putting – how does it make sense that the a contract gets awarded to someone that's going to make gas engines.
Right. I mean, that's why they were having trouble with it. How did it even get that far? Workhorse was like the front runner the entire way.
Right.
So anyhow, it just comes to be that Workhorse released earnings today also. Net income, Q4, $280 million. Oh, Crypto Joe's in the house.
Let's go with Workhorse. We'll bring him out in a second.
So anyway, 2019 Q4 earnings, $655,000 versus Q4 2020.
That's because they own part of that Lordstown Motors,
right?
The RIDE.
Yeah.
Which we're not long, for full disclosure.
Yeah. So it looks like Workhorse is going to have a meeting. CEO Dwayne Hughes will meet with USPS officials Wednesday. It's a $6 billion deal. I'm sorry, up to 165,000 vehicles. And we're going to see what happens here because the Dems want to infuse some EV vehicles into that. But I know for a fact that there's an opportunity to have a dual contract. That's in my opinion because of because they want to integrate more EV.
I don't know why they wouldn't do that, right?
So that's where we're at with Workhorse, and as you can see, it was up 7% today.
It stabilized a little bit. They got an 8,000 unit backlog, right? And a chance the Democrats are going to pressure the Oshkosh, Bigosh, whatever it is, contract.
How do you feel if you're Oshkosh and they're just getting in the way, picking winners and losers?
I feel like if you make gasoline engines, you got problems. Hey, unless you're Ferrari, which I don't think you should make an electric engine. I think it would be stupid, but I know you're going to. Because, those Formula 1 E
cars.
They're
going to, yeah.
But Ferrari, you're grandfathered for life, forever. You can have a combustion engine. Everyone else, you got to go electric.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe even even the muscle cars. Like, what about Ford, right?
Right.
Yeah, they're going. Like BMW.
Yeah.
It's just a sign of the times.
The electric cars drive differently, though. I'm not a...
Yeah.
I'm going to get a Tesla. I'm going to give in. My wife is she's from California, so she's a tree-hugging Sonoma girl, bark-eating girl. Although, whatever, If she had her way, we'd eat bark every night. If she had her way, I'd be much skinnier and better looking, right?
Yeah.
Good. She's the hot one. I'm the one that's this is like truly Beauty and the Beast. Come on.
Hey.
You know my wife. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
right?
Yeah,
it's Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Just admit it.
All right.
He admits it. What about Tilray today?
Tilray, well, on the news of Virginia passing marijuana, recreational.
Right.
Not until actually 2024 until we can actually...
Was that 16 states?
16 states. New Jersey just passed. 21% excise tax and the ability for municipalities to add an additional 3% on retail sellers.
So there's now 16 states in the union that Skyla, our assistant producer, could live because without marijuana... What's she going to do?
Yeah.
Right. So 16 states she can live in. It's legal here in Nevada, too, right?
Yeah, she's happy.
Right. She's got to be happy.
Home delivery.
That. Yeah. You guys ever want to get baked? Wow. Anyways, let's cover GameStop real quick. Oh, wait. Did you bring up Tilray on the screen?
Yeah, Tilray had a nice day.
Did you bring it up on the screen, Brett?
Okay,
great. And then let's look at GameStop, up another $18 today.
GameStop won't stop.
I give up.
Hey, they're still here, man.
I don't know what to say.
If
you don't raise capital, you're stupid. What are you doing? No wonder they got rid of the CFO.
Yep.
Where's the offering? Raise money.
ATM.
I don't get what you're doing.
Give us
Do
an ATM,
something. I mean, raise capital, convert to being an online store, close the other stores, make them all like places you can go play games. Come on, come up with a new strategy, Chewy boy. Let's go.
Crypto cafes, do something.
I mean, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're with you.
That was like a tangent.
No, we support you.
Wow, that was a tangent.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Jason and I are thrilled to announce that Risk On is on the radio, and if you are in Los Angeles or Orange County area, catch the premiere of Risk On this Sunday at 1 p.m. on KEIB, although 11:50, although it was on at 10 o'clock last week. We're still calling it premiere. We're premiering this week at 1 o'clock. But 1 o'clock is our permanent time. Yeah. Catch us on the radio. It's Risk On this Sunday on the Patriot Network, KEIB, AM 1150. And I got to say, I feel like an announcer when I say that.
Yeah. You know what I think of? I remember Rush Limbaugh, RIP to Rush, but the EIB Network.
Yeah. You're listening to the EIB Network. Yeah, I love that.
So
hey, I was listening to that in 1990, dude.
Man,
I literally was like 21 years old, driving around the country selling electronic components for BK Labs.
Yep.
And I literally listened to Rush Limbaugh.
When I lived in near West Palm Beach, I used to cruise the ocean there and just go by his house just to kind of salivate, man.
No, what did he used to say?
God, he had a monster
With
mansion.
talent on loan from God.
Yes.
I used to love that guy. Sorry. I saw Trump this week in CPAC.
Yeah.
And he was pretty powerful, but God, if he just would be a little more presidential, he would have been. I think there were people, but I'm going to get into this, but
right.
I think people voted against him by voting. They were pissed off.
I know what you're saying.
Right? You know what I'm saying? He could have got that vote.
Let's see what happens.
But GameStop, we're going to finish up on stocks in a second because we're going to go to the stimulus package, and Crypto Joe is going to help us with the stimulus package. What's anything more to cover in stocks you want to cover?
Yeah, I want to look CLOV.
What?
Clove. Chamath.
I sold that today at 11.50.
46% year-over-year revenue growth.
Oh, did I sell too soon?
Yeah. Let's take a look. Not bad. Not bad.
$10.99 in the aftermarket. I sold at 10.50. But I had 20,000 shares and I felt like selling.
Hey, one more thing. Wait. There's a couple of things I didn't talk about in the market. Oh, I wanted to talk now that Crypto Joe's here. So in January, Ethereum miners did 700 million in U.S. fiat currency. So guess what? In February, they broke 1 billion. 1 billion for the first time ever. 1B Ethereum miners. Congratulations.
Nice.
So
the people out there aggressively mining Ethereum.
Absolutely. I like it. So
anything you want to cover else on stocks? I saw Tesla rebounded $45. Facebook up 7. Big Laurie Holdings we talked about the other day that avoided bankruptcy.
Yeah.
The A shares up 139. The B shares up $22 to $139.
Dude, that was I'm glad you told me about that.
Yeah, that was a
awesome.
good fight for them.
Yeah.
That's interesting to see that.
Did you
Riot closed at 53.55. Even Overstock still down hard from 100. Still rallied to 73. Apple up $7 today. That's real. And I wonder, and the thing we haven't talked about is the Buffett letter. Now, Buffett's letter came out this weekend, and he admitted to an $11 billion mistake in Position Castparts. And really, honestly, he really writes well. He articulates what he wants to do well. He outlines why conglomerates have problems. I thought the Buffett letter was great. We're going to get to that at the end of the last few minutes. But Buffett said that I think either one of 4 or 5 of his major stakes, which is Apple. They sold $11 billion worth of Apple. They still have the same amount of money in it. Apple, they put in $30 billion. It's worth about $132 billion. But Apple bought so much stock that it still has a 5% position in Apple.
Right.
And he bought $24 billion worth of Berkshire back.
Yep.
And so it was a pretty impressive letter.
Yeah.
They're going to do the Woodstock for Capitalism. They're going to do it in Los Angeles this year because I think Charlie, I've been seeing him in a wheelchair. I don't think he's traveling much. And so Charlie is going to be, they're going to all do it in Los Angeles, not with a crowd, but they're going to do it on Yahoo Live, right?
Dude, he's like 97, right?
Yeah. So the annual meeting is this year going to be in Los Angeles, but you're not invited if you're a shareholder. You can watch it on TV, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Right. It's great. But we're going to get back to that letter in a minute. I almost forgot about that letter. That would have been stupid. I've been reading that letter every year since I was like 10.
Back to crypto, did you see Goldman?
Maybe I was 11.
Goldman Sachs resume their crypto trading desk? Remember they shut it down?
Yeah, they shut it down for a while.
It's back. And the Bank of New York Mellon formed a new unit to help clients hold and transfer digital assets.
Let's come back to God. There's never going to be enough time for the show today.
I know.
Let's go back to stimulus.
All right.
Now, Joe's in the studio here. Crypto Joe's in the studio. Have anyone ever met Joe? Are you allowed? If he came over here, would that be inappropriate? Do I need to give him a chair? No, would that be inappropriate if Joe was on camera? You wouldn't be able to hear him, right? Because he's not mic'd up. Oh, wow.
Well,
So, Joe, what's up with we can hear you from here. What's up with the stimulus? What were you excited about? You came in here. Are you qualified to get a stimulus check? No. You know you're not. No. Right.
No, he's
You make
not.
too much money, right?
Yeah.
So why do you care? Why were you so excited?
Because most of the stimulus last time was spent on getting into the market for a lot of individuals.
All right.
Yeah.
So Joe thinks that stimulus is gonna stimulate the whole economy, and that the market sees that's actually going to happen. Why don't you cover that? Because Crypto Joe apparently can't join us on camera. I know you know a lot about what's going on with the stimulus. Why don't you walk us through it?
Yeah. Well, it looks like a $1,400 allocation, which is kind of I don't know. The campaign promise was $2,000 to each person that was that was allowed to have the stimulus based on the parameters of income and assets and all that stuff. But that money will go into the economy. It'll go into Robinhood trading accounts. It'll go into sports card collecting. It'll go into sneaker investments. All these high-line sneakers. It's a huge. My brother's been doing the sneaker investment, so it's a huge thing also. But not only that, but even during COVID, when I'm walking down the strip and I'm going through the Bellagio, and you'll see like Louis Vuitton stores, Gucci, Fendi, there's lines out the door. So this stimulus money goes to like highline goods too, all these highline brands. It'll also go to guns and ammo, for example. It's going to go everywhere.
I don't know, you guys. How would you invest your stimulus check? Does that make sense to me, though? I mean, Joe, I won't specifically talk about some of your family members. I know you have sisters and stuff. So let's just say, don't people need the money for other reasons other than guns and ammo and investing?
Some people do, but in places like California, the $1,400 check doesn't pay your rent.
When I go to restaurants and stuff like that, and I see they're at 25% capacity in California, you still can't sit indoors in certain places.
Right.
I don't see how those people don't need it to survive and how $1,400 helps them.
I mean, they do, but it's not very sexy to like pay down a credit card, right? Who the hell's going to do that with their stimulus? They want to go out and make a splash. They want to have some fun. They've been locked up for a year.
What would you do if you got a stimulus check, Skylar?
You would.
You would save it. Right?
Really? Okay.
So is anyone noticing that maybe not everyone needs it?
We're in a different place with COVID right now. That's what even the Democrats were saying. Hey, do we really need this? And then of course all the allocation of all the pork that's going all over the place.
Oh, here we go. Hey, Joe, do you think people need that stimulus check? I mean, it's a strange thing you see in Texas, lines for food.
Yeah.
I'm confused as to what we're doing here.
I think that there's no verification of who needs the funds, so it's problematic. I think that ultimately.
But do you think I should get this? Forget it. I'm feeling sad a little bit. Like, why can't I get a little bit of this action?
There's legitimate need for the stimulus.
There is for sure. And I feel bad for people. I mean, literally last night I went to a dinner. It was a great dinner, and I know the place pretty well. And I thought to myself, this guy could not be making the kind of money he was making before. And I left him a $150 tip. Because I'm thinking to myself, like, I want these people to survive.
Yeah.
And I just don't get listen, I'm grateful to the government for putting out a stimulus check package. I'm sure you are too, right?
In a way, but I wish they would take the funds directly and just give it all to the American people. Like,
I don't understand why that we as the politicians think that giving a waiter or waitress, a server, someone who is what do they call them in the sky now?
The gig economy or the service?
They're not stewardess anymore. They flight attendants.
Oh, yeah, flight attendants.
Why don't you give them more money? I don't see why it doesn't go directly to people who they're not
directly affected.
How do you pay your rent with $1,400?
How is gender studies in Pakistan an issue with COVID
down,
relief? No, man. You need the bill is this big and they don't read it. I have a problem with that.
Right.
So that's my personal opinion. Yeah.
It's a bribe?
It's a bribe to ignore all the stuff that's in the stimulus bill, like everything else.
Wow.
So
let's give something away. Those of you who comment about how you're going to spend your stimulus check if you're getting one, the first 10 people that comment get free merch.
Yep.
We're sending out free merch. We're sending out shirts, hats, leggings, and whatever else there is. I don't think it's available, though, on the website, right? Hey, Josh, is it available on the website? Can you see the merch now?
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Okay, comment what you want. Go to the website. Go to YouTube, right? Go to YouTube and look at the merch and tell us what you want. Comment and say, I want the jacket or the shirt or the hat or an autographed picture of Todd. Just kidding.
We need the size also. And, hey, guess what? This is our stimulus to you guys. So
it's like they could probably resell that someday.
They probably could, actually.
Yeah, right. Whatever.
So,
Joe, are you happy we covered stimulus now?
I'm super happy.
It's stimulus. It's Stimulus Monday. That probably would help. Hey, listen, you were going to cover more about the stimulus, and I know we only have 10 minutes of the show
left. I did
left.
want to cover it.
I want you to talk about it passing in the House and how it passed.
All right.
It passing in the Senate, hopefully, and how it's going to pass, you think.
Okay, so it passed the House straight line party vote. Okay, I think the House has 8 more members than the Democrats do than the Republicans. So it went straight down party lines and it passed. I think it went to the Senate, and Mr. Schumer said that they're not going to have the $15 minimum wage piece of that in it. And I expect it to go right down party lines again. And if that happens, it'll be 50-50, and there'll be a tiebreaker. And you know who's the tiebreaker, Todd?
Who?
It'll be Kamala Harris, vice president. Oh,
the one from California, my state.
Yeah.
What was that about Tupac? Oh, we'll leave that alone. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it'll be Harris's. It'll be her decision, and she's probably
gonna pass.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
So that should go through, and people will get that in their accounts, and right in time for taxes to be filed, and maybe you have to use that to square up with the IRS. I don't know. It depends on your situation.
I saw today Dr. Scott Gottlieb, former FDA commissioner, on the board of Pfizer, saying that those who are vaccinated, they're seeing, I don't know how they're seeing this, less transmission from people that are vaccinated. So somehow it's reducing the amount of transmission. Is that what they consider herd immunity? I don't quite get the herd immunity part.
No, the herd immunity is just where you just have it and your immune system fights it off, and it just goes through the entire social spectrum.
Over the weekend, I saw that not a single person has died who's gotten the vaccine from COVID. And no, this is what I saw.
Slow down. Wait, you got to say that again.
Whoever's got the vaccine for COVID has not. There's not been a single person that's died.
Because people have died from getting the vaccine.
See, I don't think there's any evidence of that. I think it's fake news. I think you're part of the conspiracy. You have proof of that?
Yeah, well,
we're friends and stuff like that. And my wife said the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's a full defense of you.
Yeah.
My wife said the same exact thing.
Is it just?
But over the weekend, I watched a show that said that not a single person has died from it, and not one person on the Johnson & Johnson program. They even severe COVID. They so what they're saying is you can still get COVID, but the cases are more mild, and there's been no severe cases of COVID and no deaths from these people who've had the vaccine. Listen, I don't know what you're saying. It could be completely factual. Maybe some people have died. What I saw was that they haven't. But the point is that the numbers are going down pretty dramatically. I think we're going to open back up here. I think it's going to happen. I think that they can fight. They can scare us off from these little mutant. They're what do they call them? They're mutantizing. They're coming. I didn't offend you, did I?
No. I was just trying to. I didn't want to get into it because YouTube doesn't like it, so I'm going to stay away from it.
Oh yeah.
Well, we'll talk off air about it.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm excited about the fact that it looks like the economy is going to start to open up.
Yeah.
Right. But we do have to deal with one thing that I'm concerned about long term, and that is I don't know when we're going to deal with it. I don't know how you spend this kind of money without there being you're deflating the currency. You got to be inflating the economy, right? You got to. We're awash in money. 1.9 million is going to go out there and hit.
Yeah, 1.9 T, and they want 3 T more. 3 trillion
1.9 trillion.
Yeah.
Well, there's going to definitely be, in my opinion, an infrastructure bill. I guess you can't say definitely be, in my opinion. That doesn't make any sense. I assume there's going to be an infrastructure bill.
Yeah, there will be.
Yeah.
There has to be.
Something.
Roads and bridges.
Right.
All that stuff.
So is the 1.9 trillion going to pass in the Senate?
It should.
You think?
Yeah.
Right. So this market's going to be a little haywire for a while.
Yeah, well, 3 trillion more is right around the corner, in my opinion. So it's going to make a case for crypto, silver, gold still.
So that was Kevin O'Leary's issue. Kevin O'Leary was saying, well, if you start to print this much capital, you're gonna deflate the value of other. I mean, this is an interesting thing. We got to address this, in our opinion.
Yeah,
is crypto in your mind, digital gold, is that going to help offset a basically inflated dollar economy?
Well, the way the government measures inflation doesn't account for several items that are used in day-to-day activities. Like, so, for example, you'll have they'll measure certain things like oil and gas prices, stuff like that, but they might not measure like livestock, like costs of food, certain things like that. So, I mean, it's tough to say, but I know for a fact the U.S. debt clock is not slowing down, and we're going to be approaching 30 trillion of our national debt soon. So you can use Bitcoin as a storage.
You could
as a what? Yep.
Obviously, not a recommendation. This is a show for entertainment purposes. Consult your financial advisor. Jason and I are not licensed financial advisors. We trade our own money. I obviously trade money for one of the companies I'm part of.
Yeah.
So you have to obviously do your own due diligence there. But I'm long Bitcoin. You're long Bitcoin.
Yeah, long. I do not own Bitcoin right now. I am long gold and silver as a hedge against
he is
inflation.
long silver, by the way.
So
could we give anyone your address?
No.
It's like Fort Knox over there, right?
You're not gonna. If you get in,
you may get in, but you can't get out.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a good. I wouldn't choose that path to get.
Not Nevada where guns are legal and you're carrying at all times.
Yeah, I
just travel with Jason now. He's like an assistant bodyguard, right?
Yeah, you'll never know. Like you'll never know if I'm.
You won't see it coming, right?
No,
for sure.
But let's be honest here, and let's be truthful. We always try to run from trouble, run from danger. We don't want to.
That's one thing I liked about you.
Yeah.
The other day you told me, Todd, even though I carry a weapon, I run from danger.
Yeah.
I run from conflict. I never want to have conflict. When someone's having a problem, I step away. I'm a bigger man about it, rather than just shooting them.
These California plates on the highway, I'm going to be honest, they are some serious road ragers here.
Oh, they do.
And I am avoiding them like the plague.
Well, what I like about Nevada versus California is the roads are big here.
Yeah, they are.
And they're nice and smooth.
They are.
Yeah.
But there are some crazy drivers here. And with marijuana and being a party city, I mean, the police must have a hell of a time, I'm going to be honest, with DUIs and under the influence. I see so many cars swerving at night, like during the day even. It's just crazy drivers. So, pro tip for all you watching and listening. If you confront someone that is aggressive and road raging and doing all kinds of things and they're following you, just drive to your local police station. Just try to avoid it. Like, don't confront them. Just get away.
Hey, let's get on a more exciting topic, and that is I have been getting long IAP, Icon Enterprises.
Mm-hmm.
Big, nice, fat dividend. Been paying a dividend for a long. It's an LLP, publicly traded unit LLP. Pays a big dividend. You do get a K1. But run by the legendary Carl Icahn, and his son there, Brett Icahn, is there now.
Yep.
And his heir apparent. Obviously, we want Carl to stay around a long time. I want to spend a minute on the Berkshire Hathaway letter, and that is, you aren't going to get a lot of these letters left. You have Warren. I think he's in his 90s. He's like 91 or 92. You have Charlie, who's 97. Of course, Charlie runs the daily news or whatever it is, that publicly traded company. He railed on Bitcoin, called it rat poison, destroyed it.
Yeah.
But I actually thought, here's where I'm at with this, okay, and that is, if you look at the last 100 years, and he's been around 97 of them, he's lived through a lot of transformation.
Yep.
And listen, the most respect for Charlie Munger. I'm not we're close to him, man. But I think it's hard for a human being to evolve with the advent of the technology that's out there. So it's natural that he thinks that some things that are misunderstood should be shorted or not even traded at all, and that there's not a natural evolution of products and services that involve digital. Did he envision 90 years ago, or when he was 7 years old, that you could do what you can do on a phone today?
Right.
So I don't know how you feel about that, because I listened to the letter, and what's interesting to me about Buffett is he's very rational.
Yeah.
Whereas Charlie's really opinionated. I think if you see the fact that Buffett is long $130 billion worth of Apple, you see an evolution of him acknowledging digital exists. He made a choice to put in $30 billion. That's the difference between Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett. And that's why Warren Buffett's the chairman and CEO. And that's why you got to read this letter. I've been reading since I was 10 years old. And I will tell you, I'd be a much richer man if I paid attention to what he said. I, unfortunately, have made tons of mistakes. He talks about errors of omission. I have errors of omission and omission. I made lots of mistakes in my lifetime. We'll continue to hopefully not make the same ones.
Yeah.
I'm long IAP. I'm long Boeing. I plan on being long of those for the next year unless something major happens. We're going to put a link to the letter, but if you can't find the Buffett letter, you shouldn't be on the internet. It's pretty easy to get.
We're running out of time here, but I want to continue for tomorrow. We're going to talk about a few things. Baseball's coming back. We're going to talk about the governor of New York and his troubles, and we're going to talk about crypto again tomorrow, especially the SOS ticker, who it's moving up after hours.
Baseball's back. Deep Stack is back. It's happening at the Venetian. What about Deep Stack?
Yep.
What are you going to play at all?
We got to figure it out. We're going to figure
it out, right?
Yep.
We love poker. We love trading. We love you guys for watching. It's the 20th show. It's March 1st. We're not going to stop. We'll see you later. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks to Josh and Skyla and Brett and Nick and Crypto Joe for showing up. We'll see you tomorrow.